to another live feed on Shaman's YouTube channel. Let's get into it, man. On Fire, Stetsasonic, hip hop band. Came out in 1986 with their debut album On Fire, released on Tommy Boy Records, October 15, 1986. They made songs like Just Say Stat, Go Stetsa, Faye, My Beat. This album was one of the first rap albums to combine live band instrumentation with traditional hip hop production. That was the first. The Source magazine listed this album as one of the 100 best albums ever, according to the Source magazine. The thing about this album that stands out, they made a song called Africa that was on this album. Talking about the motherland. It was rare for no artist or group to talk about the motherland, Africa, at that time, in '86, 4 years ago. So this debut, for those who know who Stetsasonic is, it consists of Daddy O, Fuquan, DBC, Crown Supreme, Bobby Simmons, Wise the Human Mix Machine, MCD Light, and Prince Paul. They were the ones that, one of the acts that was pioneered jazz rap. They got everything started with that. And they was kind of like, the roots before the roots. Like the roots with Black Thought, Questlove, but they kind of influenced them in a sense because they was the first hip hop act to perform the band, a full band in live instrumentation. Thanks for 26 people tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Because if it wasn't for Stetsasonic, it wouldn't be the roots. They had beatboxing, sampling technology, live band performance, incorporating R&B, jazz, dancehall, reggae, rocking to its sound. So you look at Stetsasonic, it was like the roots before the roots. In that sense, they paved the way for the roots to be what they were. So it all started with this album, On Fire, back in 1986. That's what it comes down to, On Fire. That was the beginning of their journey, what they would do. The next album, in full gear would be so much better than the first one. But this did come out parties when everything got started for Stetsasonic, this album. That's all that matters with that. Because you look at the first song, Forever My Beat, it confirms suspicions right off the bat. The beat, the vocal styles, while still firmly within the mid-'80s format, are much more interesting due mostly to the processing. Let's just delay, reverb, chorus effects, create a much brighter and warm soundscape, complete with some pretty good scratching and beat making. The second song, My Rhyme, track 2, that's about the group's unparalleled ability to rhyme and how it gets them fame and the ladies and all that stuff. And most verses are still somewhat short, just 8 bars long, which works pretty well with that back and forth style. The third song, Just Say Stat, is a very interesting, well-made beat, which combines some sinister synth basses with scratching in order to create a minimalistic, atmospheric, almost ominous beat that seriously belts. Faye is kicked off in an even more off-kilter, minimalistic manner, where Daddy O shouts some people out with a kind of sad attempt at Jamaican patois. Forever in My Mouth is a little 19-second beatboxing interlude. On Fire, okay, Go Stetsa 1 beat on this one is faster and feels left to have more old school. It's confirmed by his little funky horn stabs from Furious 5 sounding flow. And on Fire has some fast 808 drums, but that groove where Prince Paul is putting on a show takes it even more step further, crazy interjecting the verses via little scratch vocal cuts. Paul's Groove is the 10th and last song in the original release of this album. Another trap sounding beat, this time with the frankly jarring reverb, spoke wordish into intro section to the verse. And then you have Africa, reggae dancehall influences, production wise, heavily political lyrics, stuff like that. That was included on this album. That's basically it. Thanks for hitting the like button from Stetsasonic, man. They definitely represented on this album 40 years ago, 1986. That's how things were going with Stetsasonic. The original hip hop band, make a case, man. Before there was the Roots, there was Stetsasonic. Very underrated group. They didn't do that many albums together. They only made 3 albums. Stetsasonic. And Full Gear and Blood, Sweat, and Tears. They did make an album with Here We Go Again a couple years ago. So that's 4 albums. But they didn't do that much like in their prime when they first came out. Late 80s, early 90s, they didn't make that much music. They just made 3 albums at that time. And they came back and made a 4th album in 2024. All right, so that's it, man. That's it for today. As far as looking at the Stetsasonic album from 1986, their first album, their debut. And also it made its debut on the R&B hip hop charts at 32. So it was pretty good, start to them. But again, like I said, they didn't make that many albums. So that's basically it, man. I'm done. Until then, talk to you soon.